Hello, Scrappy Peeps. Welcome to the March A Cherry on Top YouTube hop, where I am sharing this large photo swimming layout. So this month's theme is clean and simple, and those of you who know me know that clean and simple is probably the term best used to describe my style. So this one's pretty easy for me. So I have this large photo of my son swimming, and I had actually cut the large circle. It's just shy of 8 inches with my silhouette, but as you can see with the thicker photo paper, it didn't cut through all the way, so it's pretty easy to just glide my scissors through that first impression cut mark to get the rest of it. So I have 2 pieces of the pattern paper from the Simple Stories Swim mini kit, as well as the stickers, and so literally simple because I'm only using those 2 pieces of pattern paper. I have a huge collection of metal dies in shapes. I like shapes, and I like circles because I did have swimmers, and circles are perfect for swimming. I also like to just use them cascading stars. I use a fair amount. But so I am using dies that unfortunately are not available in the store, but there are nested circles. So be sure to check those out. I'm using the scalloped edge on this particular Studio Light one because of the way that the waves are formed in the pattern paper. Match well with the scallop look. So I have cut out a scallop frame for that smaller photo, and the placement of this photo is going to be a little bit of a nemesis for me, and you'll see why as we get further into this project. So my initial thought was that I would put this border strip and then use the border sticker as well as that big swim on the page, and then I was going to do the finish to the title, which is Rollywood. That's the name of the particular swim meet that he was at, and so I found a piece of red coordinating cardstock. It's actually called maraschino. And so I'm going to just use that basil cardstock with this font. It's called Jody lowercase alpha. It's from Pink Fresh Studio, and that is available, or at the time of this voiceover, is available at the A Cherry on Top store. I have used this a few times. I think I've used this for a previous A Cherry on Top project. Anybody else cringing as I put that fancy B instead of a D? I'll figure it out. Don't worry. So I need 2 O's, so I'm going to run that back through a second time in order to get the second impression for the O. And then I'm going to just skip ahead on the video because I literally put each of the letters away. One of the great things I like about Pink Fresh Studio is that the dies, or these dies, come on a metal background or a magnetic background, and so I just stick them sticking them back on where they belonged before it became an issue. Anybody else just get totally frustrated about these not 12-inch stickers? Why would you create a border sticker that for 12-inch scrapbookers when you make 12-inch paper but not make the stickers 12 inches? It frustrates the living daylights out of me. Anyway, so this is going to be a faux pas. I know I have to cut it apart in order to make it go across my 12 by 12 paper, but I stick it down before realizing I don't want the title all the way up there. I need some space between the top of the header and the bottom. So fortunately, I was able to pull it up without pulling up too much of the paper underneath. I knew I was going to cover that up, so I wasn't particularly worried about it. But because I've cut this apart in order to make it last across the 12 inches, it somewhat dictates exactly where the big swim is going to go, which then dictates where this smaller photo is going to go, which is not originally what I had planned, but sometimes you just got to go with it, right? So I am going to start I know I want the remainder of the title, these letters that I've cut out, to go around the photo, sort of take advantage of that softness, especially with the horizontal lane lines going across. But the problem is that, so he's swimming to the left, but he's also in this photo looking left. And so because of that smaller photo, I don't want it on the left-hand side of the page, because otherwise you're just focused on that left-hand side of the page, but yet it doesn't work from a design principle. He's looking off the page, which is guiding your eye off the page rather than into the center of the page. However, because of the placement of these things, I am stuck with it being on the left-hand side of the page. By moving it down to the bottom, it isn't so dominant, and so him looking left to me isn't such an issue. It still bothers me, but it's not such an issue. So I neglected to put sticky dots on the back of this cardstock as I was cutting them out. So I now have to use liquid glue, and it's a good thing I have my fine tip applicator on there. And so I will speed through this as I literally just put liquid adhesive. That G has ended up being down too low, but again, I have used liquid adhesive, so I can't move it. And so it is what it is, and I'm just going to roll with it. I like the embossing in these letters. It's super fun. And it just coincidence that this D ends up being a parallel line to the lines in the lane lines, but perfect. So now I have the bubble stickers that come on the sticker sheet, as well as that big giant swim. And so I'm going to use those to create a visual triangle through the page. So super simple. Like I said, I don't have a lot of embellishment on here, but the large photo and then that other subset photo speak for themselves, and they don't really need a whole lot to convey the story. I really wanted that leader of the lane. He finished first in this in his heat. I want to say in this event as well, and he did really well. So Nicholas quit college swimming, or I should say retired from college swimming over a year ago. From this date. So this was November of 2024. So he hung up his goggles, but then decided to join club swimming because he was dissatisfied with his food intake increasing, as was his weight. So he decided to continue swimming, but he was doing it for himself, and he was swimming with one of his club swim high school club swim swimmates. And so the club swim swimmate is also the head of the club swim at Virginia Tech. And so he got roped into swimming at this swim meet, and was so it was a big deal. So that is going to wrap it up. This is a hop for a cherry on top, so be sure to check out all of the other clean and simple layouts that the design team gals are sharing with you. Thanks for stopping in today. I hope you're doing well. Come back again soon. Take care.